Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to make a garlic Parmesan melting cabbage. Another great low-carb recipe. Why is it so popular? I'm telling you guys, this is all over the internet. I've saw so many recipes for this, so we're going to kind of make this our own. It's delicious. That's why it's so popular. It looks amazing. You need a head of cabbage and then a few simple ingredients. And let me tell you, you can just eat this on its own. That's how good it looks. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to take off 2 layers of the top of the cabbage here and take those off. We don't need those. Now, I'm going to rinse this off, and then I'm just going to dry it off, and then I'm going to come back. All right. Now, you want to take a large, sharp knife, and what we want to do is just cut the core off down here. Now, what we want to do is cut the whole cabbage in half. And we're going to make wedges. As many wedges as you want. I'm going to, let's see. And you want to hold all of the leaves together, just like that. And I'm going to keep them all the same size so they cook all evenly. And then I'm going to do a few on this one here. That's a good wedge right there, yeah. I'm just going to kind of go around the cabbage here. That's going to be enough for our large skillet that we're going to be using. You can use this for like coleslaw or anything like that, or just saute that up. We're going to take this to the burner behind me, and we're going to start sauteing up the cabbage. Now, there's a technique to this, so let's give this a try. Now, you want to be in a very large skillet. Now, this is oven proof, so if you have that kind of skillet, that is what you're going to need for this recipe. If not, once we prepare everything, you can do this at a 9x13. But we're going to start off in the skillet first. We're going to add some oil. Now, I'm just using some olive oil, about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then we'll get that nice and hot. All right, we're going to put this on a medium heat. Heat that up. Once the oil's hot, we're going to take our cabbage and we're going to lay it down into the pan. We're going to get them all in there. Now, there's so many different ways to make this. And this is my way right here. Cut just enough of them to get into your large skillet. Now what we're going to do is allow these to sear on the bottom until they're golden brown. Now we're going to keep an eye on the cabbage, peek at it every so often. We want to make sure that it's nice and golden brown, but we don't want to get it too dark and black. All right, we're going to start flipping. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, right there, look at that color. All right, we're going to do the other side. All right, so the purpose of this is to give it a nice color, which adds a nice flavor to the cabbage. It's going to be like nice and creamy, and it's going to be very soft, pillowy, nice goodness there. All right, we're going to start pulling them out of the pan. We're going to place them on a plate. We're going to pull these all out. I'm going to turn off the heat for just a second. That way we can get our onion ready. All right, we're going to set that off to the side. Now I'm using a large yellow onion. We're going to take off both ends. Woo! Ooh, that will slide right away, didn't it? And we're going to take off the outer layer. Cabbage and onions go together. Okay, so we're going to cut our onion in half, and we're going to make thin strips. And we're going to make a delicious kind of an onion creamy gravy to go with the cabbage. Y'all going to love this one. I know a lot of y'all like cabbage dishes. Okay, we're back in our skillet. Now I cooled it down just a little bit so we don't burn our butter. We're going to put about 4 tablespoons of butter into our skillet. Let that melt. And then we're going to add the onions. All right, so I'm going to break up my onions. Now you can use as many onions as you want. I'm just doing a medium onion here. If you want to do 2 because you like a lot of onions, these are going to soften down. All right, we're going to cook these down until they get nice and softened, and we're going to add a little color to them so you can get golden brown in there. And as soon as that's done, I'll bring you back. Ooh, let's add that cabbage in. This was the leftover cabbage left in the pan, so I want to make sure we use everything. I think this is like what fell off the wedges when we were cooking it. All right, while the onions are finishing cooking, we're going to talk about the garlic. Now I'm using 3 garlic cloves, or you can use like 2 to 3 tablespoons of minced garlic. And I'm just going to go into my garlic press here, put them in, and get our minced garlic. All right, we're ready for it. All right, our onions are almost done. We're going to go ahead and add the minced garlic, and then we'll cook this down for 1 minute. That'll wake up those flavors. Okay, that's looking good. Now what we're going to do is take 4 tablespoons of cream cheese. We're going to add it, so that's half a block. I already brought it to room temperature. We'll break it up and get it nice and creamy in there. Okay, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. I'd say about 1/4 cup. Woo! Get that cheese in there. That's what it's all about. There we go. Let's get this all mixed in. Oh yeah. We're going to add in some chicken broth. About 1 cup. We'll get this all mixed together. Now we're going to start adding our seasonings, whatever you like. Black pepper. I'm going to put in some onion powder. We'll be able to enhance the onions. Ooh, you know I'm going to go in with some garlic because we want to enhance that garlic we put in. And then we're going to add a little smoked paprika. All right, let's mix this together. And then we'll grab a spoon and give it a try. All right, here's my taste. That is delicious. We're going to take our cabbage, we're going to place it in. Now, if you're using an oven-proof skillet, you're still on the same path. If you're going to use a 9x13, you can go ahead and turn off your burner, place the sauce into the 9x13, and then put your cabbage on top of the sauce. Now squish them all in. Get them all in there. Now I did add a little extra broth in there, mixed it in there. That way I can have the sauce to pour over the cabbage. Now I've turned off my burner. My oven's ready. We have it preheated at 350 degrees. Just line them all up. We want them to all cook evenly. Now we're going to place our pan that's oven proof into our oven that's preheated at 350 degrees for 50 minutes. That's 50. And then, y'all, it's going to be delicious. Now, if you want to check it around the 30-minute mark, 40-minute mark, make sure it's not over browning or, turning black on you. You can put some foil loosely over the top. That way you can finish cooking. I'll be back. I'm going to show you this. Look at that. Yum. I'm going to go in with some extra cheese right on top. Let it melt on in. See that color of that cabbage when you sear it? Change it up, you guys. Put a different cabbage dish on your table. Doesn't always have to be just fried cabbage. I'm going to put some cracked black pepper across the top. And then we're going to put a little bit of parsley, give it a little color. Pop that out there. All right, guys, what do you think of my Parmesan garlic melting cabbage? Woo, look at that. Let's plate it up. Let's give it a try for you. Ooh, I love the serving sizes here. All individual. Look at those onions melting on in there. All right. Let's grab a fork. All right, let's see how tender that is. That is drool worthy. Y'all, it's nice and creamy. Nice and soft. I love the flavors. You're not going to believe that this is a side dish with cabbage in it. Oh, if y'all want to make this, y'all let me know. That is so delicious. Those onions, I'm going in for that. Nice and soft. Put cabbage on your table in a different, fun way. They'll love this. I better stop. We'll be here all day. All right, you guys, what do y'all think? That's that Parmesan garlic melting cabbage. I'm so glad I found this idea right here because it is delicious. All right, give me a thumbs up. If y'all have some great ideas out there, let us know. This is definitely low carb. It fits into my other low carb meal ideas that I have been giving y'all. Give us some more ideas. All right, you guys, we'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.